Kim, thank you for that presentation. The last time, we met, it was at the National Hero Stadium, where we had over, 30,000 people at the stadium talking about entrepreneurship. Did you hear of the Africa Must Think? Did anyone hear of the Africa Must Think here? Yes. Oh yes, so that's the last time, we got to meet, and glad to see you here. And I've met very interesting people, Council there, and a couple of others, exceptional people. I shouldn't get one thing, but congratulations to you guys that have put this together. Networking is extremely important. If you are to succeed as an entrepreneur, you need to harness such gatherings. You need to be in such gatherings, because such gatherings make you identify certain opportunities. I think maybe let me say this so that you get to have a rough idea of how networking, helped build me in a way. So, born at the village, very poor background. In fact, we are so poor such that the poor called us poor. That's where I come from. Then got to Material Boys, started my journey selling pamphlets, and I found a customer today, Nelson. So I just told, we are meeting for the first time from 2003, 2004. And he's saying, I was one of those guys that got your pamphlet at Material Boys. And thank you. Then from then on, opened a kiosk at the village, began trading in goats. When I was 17, I was importing things from Botswana and South Africa. 20 years old, founded Glad Tidings Software Limited, which gave me a breakthrough. 22, 23, I then had trucks. 24, founded DLN Technologies. I don't know if you've noticed now that when you lose your ATM card or you want an ATM card, you would get it instantly from the banks. Unlike what used to happen then when you wait for weeks to get a card. So, I've started Chartered Bank. What? You still wait? Alright, but maybe that's a special case. That's a special case. So now, here's something that happened. So as I was rising, I felt I had made it. And everyone seemed to have been celebrating, Dumisani, the radical entrepreneur. Until I was invited for a meeting in London. And this meeting was at Park Plaza. So, Park Plaza is at the most expensive district in London. So, well, if you don't know, the place, just imagine that there's some place, which is, So at that place, powerful meeting, and we are the 7 of us from Africa. We attended the first session, then the problem came out during tea break, where we came out and we had these cocktail tables. So we are having our drinks, and waitresses are moving, and I was feeling it. I was like, I have made it. I don't know if you've ever felt like you are there, like others are breathing oxygen and you're breathing nitrogen. I don't know if you've been there. So I felt it until a conversation broke out from my table. Then this guy complains and says, you see, our turnover has dropped from 400 to $380 million. Now, you gotta act like you're not surprised with the figures, but inside you're like, how? Then another one on the same table says, you see, but us you have maintained at $600 million. I was like, these guys are enemies of progress. I can't stand on this table at the village I'm representing Zambia here. I won't be intimidated. Since it was just tables, I decided to move to another table where there was a fellow African from Ghana. Now, unfortunately, as I arrived, for whatever reasons, this guy just shows me a message that he had received from his PA in Ghana. $80 million for the pilot project. Just the pilot, before the phase 1 and phase 2, just the pilot, $80 million had hit the account. At that point, when I heard that, I said, here, I'm finished. Here, and I decided that here, I won't talk figures. When my time came to speak, I just said, here, I can't talk figures, I'll just speak percentages. You see, we increased our turnover by 20% and they're clapping my room, when I removed my jacket, I said, Zambians can kill you. Dumisani, to be embarrassed this way. When I came back from London, I've never worked as hard as I worked after that time. Do you know what happened? It was because I networked with others who were way better than myself. So networking events are events that will position you, challenge you, and make you think twice. With that said, I would wish to encourage the organizers that these are gatherings that should, these are gatherings that we should harness as a people. As entrepreneurs, these are gatherings. And to everyone, have a pleasant evening. May God bless you all.